Good morning. If you'll join me in the flag salute, please. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. McCoy, please.
We're going to go ahead and say a prayer. If you continue to stand, please. If you bow your heads. Most holy and heavenly Father, we come before you this day in our great state, in our county, in our city. We ask for your blessings. We ask for your guidance. We ask for your help in making good and proper decisions. We ask that you watch over and guide and bless all that are here today. But as important, if not more important, all of our emergency personnel who work very hard each and every day. For the county employees and the city employees who are out there in good and bad weather, especially bad weather. We ask that you protect them. Oh Lord, we ask all of these things in your name, and we pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, folks, for joining us. Bourbon County Commission meeting, March 23rd. Mr. Counselor, step into the mic. Go ahead, sir.
Good morning, Commissioners. We need to amend the agenda for a 5-minute executive session to start before we start the meeting. I'm asking for the clerk.
No, I'm gonna stop you and say, I make a motion to approve the minutes from last week,
Sorry.
the council
Sorry.
table and the payroll.
Go ahead.
Okay, I second that motion.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Sorry. Well, yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay.
I make a motion to go into executive session under KSA 75-45
5 minutes.
B2 for how many?
5 minutes.
For 5 minutes with 3 commissioners, Councilor
Justin Meeks,
Meeks and Jennifer Hawkins,
And I'd also like Shane in there for IT as well.
and Shane Walker. We will return here at 5 minutes, you said?
Yes, 5 minutes.
9:07.
It's a contract issue for litigation.
I heard a second. I second it. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Make a motion to go back in normal session, no action.
Second.
In discussion, all in favor? Aye.
I would make a motion to amend the agenda to allow Legacy Health and Bourbon County Ready to present a check to EMS. Tell Rob, let's go. Yeah.
Do I hear a
Well,
second?
we got it.
Yeah, second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? You have the floor, Mr. Rob.
Well, it's not me, but I will take this time. We've got a couple great presentations for you today. I'm going to introduce first Mr. Troy Shell with the Legacy Healthcare Foundation. So,
Morning.
Morning. Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the commission. My name is Troy Shell. I'm chairman of Legacy Healthcare. Super excited to be here. We're here to provide a check to Bourbon County and to Bourbon County EMS for the Lucas device to hopefully save lives within the community. We are committed to this community. We believe this is our home, and we believe that this could help the community, and we are just pleased and honored to be asked to provide this donation, and we are here to give you the donation today.
Thank you.
Hang on. Get some pictures there, Rob. No, that's fine. Just do
Thank you
this.
so much.
Go ahead. I don't need to show you.
And then we have a fake check that we want to show too.
Yeah, I want to show that big check.
No, they don't want to be. Okay.
We're just fine.
Thank you guys very much for everything.
Thank you. Thank you. Just know we didn't want to be in the picture, but you guys did all the work, so.
actually, I'm going to give shout out to a person. Clifton did an amazing job of tracking the dollars down and getting asking people to donate for this cause. So he deserves a lot of the kudos as well. So the next one, I'm going to have Mark McCoy, the chairman of the board for Bourbon County Ready, as well. Today is like Christmas for EMS, right?
Well, thank you. Along with the rest of the folks in Bourbon County, we're very proud to be here to support in all areas. And then specifically in this case, it's Bourbon County Health. And the health of every person in Bourbon County is important to all of us. So on behalf of Bourbon County Ready, if you'd hold that sign there. Ready is presenting a check for $17,000 to Bourbon County EMS. This will be used for the purchase of a ventilator, as I understand, correct? Yes. And there's a great need for that, as we know from previous presentations. There are other needs that we hope to be as supportive as we can possibly be. And we're very proud to be here and continue to be here to support Bourbon County in this fashion and also in economic development. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Why don't the paramedics get in this one?
Please, yes, absolutely. Now you have to. Absolutely, yeah. Tall people in the back, short people in the front. Or everybody here. Just get, yeah.
And then why don't we do one more with Troy and Jen with everybody there too?
Excellent, yes.
You should be up there. Really should. You earned it.
Okay, get everybody stay and get Troy and Jen up there with their check.
Get their check back.
Both. And
All right. Thank you guys.
Show both checks. One big on one side, one smaller one.
yeah, figure it out.
We'll get one low, one high. Get everything there. Whatever works.
There you go. There he is.
Look at this camera right here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Troy. So, with that, thank you. With that, I think I want to thank Legacy Health and Bourbon County Ready. We still are in need of AEDs. Our goal, and I wish Dave Bruner was here today to talk about this, but I think the goal on the city side is to put them in all the police cars, along with multiple places around the county or around the city. Our goal, in my opinion, or say my goal, not our goal, my goal, would be to have AEDs scattered throughout the county also, along with the sheriff's cars, if we can. That would be possibly 20 to 30 AEDs, probably, to do that, right? Mercy gave a bunch back in the day. Those are getting to be outdated. I would hope that the Mercy Foundation money could be used for that. My understanding it is with the Fort Scott Area Community Foundation now. There's a little pushback on that, but I hope that can be remedied. Because there's a lot of that Mercy Foundation money that could easily pay for those AEDs. So, anyway, thanks to Legacy Health and Bourbon County Ready for the Lucas device and the ventilator. We also need one more ventilator and possibly one more Lucas device also.
Clifton, I'd like to say thank you to Ready, thank you to Legacy, and thank you, Commissioner Bath, for your hard work. God bless all of you.
I do think that there is some opioid grants at the state level that maybe we could do that as well.
Yeah, they're not necessarily for AEDs though, so.
They qualified that. I talked to Dave Ruger yesterday.
Okay, so they found out they did? Okay, perfect. And I would hope we as a commission would support going after those grants, that opioid grant money. There's $3 million or something like that available, Dave
For
told
like
me.
18 years.
Yeah, so, to pay for some of those AEDs. So, and in my opinion, this is our job, as commissioners, is roads and public health and safety. So
I agree.
let's get back to doing that instead of some of the other stuff we've done in the past. So, anyway, thanks.
Amen. Okay. Mr. Eric Bailey.
All right.
Sir.
Come on up, David. All right. I wanted to bring David Singmaster in today. David's our noxious weed director. He's got a management plan that we need to get signed by the commission so we can send it off to the state. David has recently passed all of his state certifications, and we are now legal in the noxious weed field. So anyhow, I did want to introduce David to you. David, you want to tell them what all chemicals you have available now? I know we've been getting some phone calls.
Well, I've got ordered 300 gallons of Remedy and 60 gallons of Pastagard and some Activator 90, it's just surfactant, and then some Outrider for Johnson grass. But most of that's going to be, the barn's going to keep a lot of that because, yeah.
Good. We thank you for
But I'm
getting
also
certified.
looking, I went to KDOT last week and talked to them about the Teasel because we were getting overrun in Teasel. So I'm going to probably more likely make that a county option, noxious weed. I'm going to go up north and look around today, but it's getting pretty bad along the highways, and they said they're supposed to call me sometime next week and talk to me, but they didn't act like it was a big deal. And then they spray so late in the season, they mow so late in the season, all they're doing is spreading it around, so.
Well, thank you. Certification is not an easy task, so
No, last week was
we appreciate
a
it.
little difficult, but it's all right.
You done it.
I did good.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Dave.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nice,
All right, thank you.
nice seeing you again.
So I make a motion to, the 2023 management plan for Bourbon County on noxious weed, to pass it, to sign it.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
All right. Next, I have our federal fund exchange that we received from the state. Looks like if you choose to go with the federal fund exchange, the original amount was $99,152.01. If we go with getting the money back through KDOT, it'd be $89,236.81. believe this is something we do every year. We'll need a motion to do that and have the chairman sign here on the signature part if you so choose. I would like to take 60,000 of that, put in our bridge repair fund for the bridge we have down on 165th, I believe it is.
You have to do that as a transfer, Eric.
Okay, we'll do that. as a
I
transfer.
make a motion to again accept the request to exchange federal funds under the Federal Aid Fund Exchange Master Agreement. That's just to accept it.
And
Sign,
allow Jim-
and including in that motion is for Chairman Harris to sign.
Sign, yeah.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Thank you. All right. A couple other quick things here. Getting you the cost breakdown on the sidewalk. We're still waiting for a invoice for one more concrete. I know preliminary numbers. I think you'll be very pleased with the preliminary numbers, but as soon as we get the invoice, I will get that passed along to you. So. Next, I have the hard surface road plan. I know we talked about that the other day. I don't know if you're ready to move forward with that, but I would like to kind of go through that again a little bit if we could. I think we may have had some technical difficulties with our YouTube channel, so I would like to run down through these real quick if we could.
Good.
For the individuals. In District 1, we're looking at overlaying Maple Road from 3/4 of a mile east of 55th. That'll tie everything in on Maple Road, so that way when we want to come back and chip and seal, we can go from 3 Highway all the way out to where we stopped. And then Yale Road from the West Lake entrance to Mapleton, milling the road up, getting gravel put down, getting it compacted in, and get it ready for an overlay, possibly in the next year. So a mile of it, I should say, to start with, and then go from there. But that's what we had in District 1, and that was a total of $80,488.66. In District 2, we had Highway 69, our Jayhawk from Highway 69 to Liberty Bell for an overlay. We're still waiting. I did visit with KDOT again. They're still in the process to see whether that has been turned back over to us or not. So if it hasn't been turned over to us, it's my understanding that they will get it up to a condition to where we would accept it and then turn that section of road back over to us. So if that's the case, I'm guessing that they would probably come in and overlay, because I don't think we would want to accept the road in the condition it is right now. So it's definitely going to have some attention. Other areas we had was Jewel Road, 232nd and 232nd Terrace. Those are all out in the Marco Estates edition, an overlay in that area. Eagle Road from Garland to the state line, or from the railroad tracks to the state line. That is in very bad shape. And then 227th, or on the east side of Ellis Park, Williams Street is also the city-county dividing line is right there in the middle. I believe half the road is city, half the road is county. So anyhow, that was one. And if the city so chooses to split with us, and I think
Yes, they approved that at Tuesday's meeting to split the cost of that William Street.
okay,
with the
so
county.
their share will be $18,653.08. So we'll just split it in half on the, and that'll be the material cost. We'll lay it and move forward with that, if that's the route we go. In District 3, spot milling. There's several areas on Soldier Road that need to be spot milled where we can get them leveled back up. I know when you're in a larger truck, grain truck, dump truck, bigger truck, it bounces you pretty good in some of the areas. So we want to come in and we want to spot mill that, get get it leveled back out, and then do an overlay on Soldier all the way from 215th to 245th, I believe it is. And then on 245th, we'll go from Soldier to Valley. And then Valley will go from 245th to the state line, count 267th, whatever you want to call the road. We'll do like a 1-inch overlay on that. Do that early, meaning within the next month or so, and then come back later around August, September, somewhere in there, and do a chip and seal over the top of it. It's kind of a new thing we want to try to see how it works. We've had quite a few conversations with some engineers, along with KDOT engineers, along with contractors, and we think this is going to work. So would like to try that as well. And then we get down to our extras. And on the extras, we listed out Eagle Road from 69 Highway to 230th. Do a mile there this year. And then Jayhawk from Liberty Bell to 230th, or the railroad track to 230th. And money provided, we'd go all the way to 245th. But we need to do a chip and seal on that. I believe it was laid 2013. Does that sound right?
That sounds about right.
So it's due for a driving surface to be put on the road. And, but again, these are extras. Then we also have Eagle Road listed there as extras to finish the other 2 miles, along with Yale Road. I know that's not a very popular subject on milling up from the lake to Mapleton or 31 Highway, I believe, but it really needs to be done so we can rework the sub base. The sub base is failing, and then we do have here on the extras to try and do a mile next year. But with that said, on the extras, I'm gonna have to know where we're at budget-wise, what our carryover is gonna be. I know we haven't, my understanding, haven't got the year closed out yet, so I can't really tell you where to go on the extras yet. So,
Susan, it's a question for you, because I forget things. Patty closes out the month and the clerk prepares a report budget for our directors. Is that how the process works? So if she doesn't close out January, clerk cannot do a budget report, correct? And you haven't had one since when, Eric?
I haven't had one this year.
You haven't had one this year, and this is March, so you haven't got one January, February, and you don't have a year-end report on the carryover.
Don't have a year-end report, do not on the carryover, so I don't know what the carryover is gonna be. I'm thinking from talking with Susan, preliminary numbers, I think we might have somebody there to maybe do a mile or so extra, but I don't know that for sure.
So how do we get there? I mean, is it, what are we waiting on?
Well, Clifton, that's a very good question. I'd like to hear that answer too, because I know
Let's hear
early.
that answer today. Is Patty able to give us that answer? I'll go get her.
And while we're waiting, it is Fort Scott Tiger baseball today at 4 o'clock at Blue Valley. And my grandson is a starting pitcher, and they're gonna rock him. Because these boys are the #1 team in the state. So he throws he throws an 86, but they see that all the time. So here we go. But it's a good place to start. I mean, you can only build from there, but it's gonna be a tough game for us, but hopefully a learning experience. So.
What class is this?
They're 5A.
5A.
And they're ranked #1.
Okay.
We're 4A, but we're ranked pretty good. But
Right.
We've got a good team this year.
Good.
And you go against the #1 state in the state, it's difficult.
Right.
But we're gonna try. So. Morning, Patty.
Good morning, yes.
We have-
Okay, as far as I know, Susan, year end is done?
She fixed her problem while I was on vacation last
Yes,
week.
uh-huh.
So I've got to work on, make sure that we have all of our journal entries completed and everything.
That's great.
Okay, and the trouble is, We couldn't go on with the January until the year end is done.
Okay.
And we ran into a problem. There's been some problems with CIC is running very slow.
Okay.
We've had problems with some things that were done back in January that went back into last year. Wasn't done in my department, wasn't done by anybody here or anything, but it caused problems. We've had some problems with too many people in the system at once. It's locked it up. It's been a mess.
Okay.
But
So is it your opinion going forward when the year end is completed, possibly getting Eric budget reports monthly?
yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, that's what,
That's
like I
helpful.
said, we had to clear out year end before we can do anything, so it's
Yeah.
backed us way up.
Okay.
But as far as right now, that's done. You can move on with that. I'm working on January. We should get caught up and go forward from there.
Sounds great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Uh-huh.
Patty.
Thanks, Patty.
Thank you, Patty. That's gonna help.
That will help. So, that kind of is the layout of what we proposed. I don't know.
Do we just have to say we like your program? Do we have to make a motion? I don't know.
That
I
I
think
don't-
last year we made a motion.
Last year we made a motion.
I think.
I'll make a motion to adopt your submitted road program, including the extras if possible, that you submitted to us in our work session and had went over this morning in our regular meeting.
Okay.
Second.
Second with discussion.
Yes.
Okay.
Any discussion?
Yeah. I get the other two commissioners and I get the whole spiel about Yale Road, but again, since last meeting, I received several emails, phone calls, things about that. And the will of the people up there is manifestly don't mill up the road. And since, I mean, when I went up there campaigning, that's one thing I heard about constantly. So, I'm gonna go with them on this, and I'm not gonna approve milling up Yale Road. They, obviously they can outvote me.
Sure.
Cool with them, but I can't just go ahead with that when it's every single person I talk to says, please don't do it. So, since I
So-
represent them,
So do we need to have a meeting in Mapleton so they understand that that road will be that way forever if we don't mill it up? Besides the fact that we know it's dangerous. I mean, I'm trying, I mean, it
And
just doesn't
she-
make any sense to
this
me
one
that,
particular lady had sent me photos. I guess there's some public works guys there filling the pothole. And you know how the people have
Sure.
pretty critical, but she said they were only partially filled and not, tamped down and then refilled again, kind of like only part of the hole was filled.
Do you
So
have the
their
pictures
frustration-
where I can see the picture?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I'll show them to you. I'll
Yeah,
send them to
yeah,
you. But,
absolutely.
maybe we could talk. Yeah, I do need to have a meeting up there in Mapleton. I'm finding out when the next city council meeting is, so I can just try to explain this again. But maybe we could talk about milling up a small portion, and instead of just milling up all 4 miles, maybe mill up a mile, and then pave a mile, mill up a mile, pave a mile. I don't know. I know it's gonna be a long process.
The
But
problem with that, my opinion only, is it's so spread out where the failure is at.
Yeah.
There's failures in every single mile where the subbase is pumping up.
And then another complaint
Yep.
is the part that is milled up. They say is very washboarded. I mean, and they argue that it's just as dangerous as the potholes, the washboarded gravel road.
Okay. I know I drove it the other day and it was better than it's been in a long time. When we very first done it, it was washboarded. I will not deny that at all. But we've got more gravel on there now. so.
Before you start, Justin, and I like what Clifton said, but we did have a meeting up Mapleton a year or two ago, and we talked about this exactly same road. And I know what Eric's fighting, because I fought it for years. There's no way to fix that road without properly reclaiming it, working your base, and come back and have to bite the bullet like Eagle Road did. And I keep bringing that up, but it's been 5 years, those people have been eating dust. Now we're finally getting back, and I think we'll get back to Yale, and I understand these people process. But it comes to a point, like, I'm just gonna use Eagle Road, and I think Yale's very similar. It became a safety problem. We did the right thing.
I think Commissioner Beth wants me to kind of maybe have that banter now. I mean, so foreseeability is a very interesting thing. There was an email that I saw yesterday from someone that was driving on Yale and it actually it's been damaging their vehicle. And so to me, when you have that kind of damage that this person's explaining, I mean, obviously we can't 100% nail down that the road that's causing it, but if you have multiple people saying this road's dangerous, you're on notice. And so with Eagle Road, we had kind of the same complaints, you know, so once you have those complaints, you're on notice, and so you have to do something to, you know, try to mitigate that danger, that, you know, culpability. So I haven't been up there in a long time. I mean, when I drove it 2 years ago, it was bad then. So it's a matter of, you know, I think the long-term plan with Eagle Road didn't quite happen as fast as maybe people wanted, but I think the way this looks is that Yale's going to get to be able to be paved much quicker based off of the data that Eric's making. So I think that the game plan, if people understand that that base has to be done to make it safe, because that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
And it doesn't sound like you can't, I mean, let me ask you this just to clarify for me, because I'm a layman. Once you mill it up, you have to let it kind of percolate for a while, right? I mean, it just can't be like relayed the next
Then
day.
we
It
have
has
to get it compacted, and we have to let the traffic run over and get a
right.
good base
And that
going.
takes a while, right? I mean,
It's better to let Mother Nature help you for a year or
Yes.
better. And I do like his program, because he's talking about going back next year, and we're going back to Eagle this year, and I keep bringing Eagle up because it's the very same comparison. It's been 5 years, and we're going back, so I admire you going back next year. But my concern is the same, and I think Commissioner Fisher did the right thing when he reclaimed Eagle. We got beat up over it, but there comes a point with public safety, what's somebody's life worth?
now this, you know, just to kind of base, you guys can obviously make this decision. I believe that the commission can actually bind, you know, next year's budget. You could make that decision today to do a mile of Yale next year. I mean, you obviously, depending on funding, but that would make people, if I was in that neck of the woods, that'd make me feel better, like a lot better. Because it sounds like you need a year anyway to get it to do what it's got to do for the
Right,
base.
right.
But you can't bind the commission if there's money there. I mean, obviously the money has to be there. I mean, something catastrophic could happen, but.
Right.
I want to comment on this because I don't know if any of you guys have been listening to the legislation that's going on. Every Friday at 2 o'clock, they talk about what's being presented. And one of the things that's very disturbing to me that's being presented, and we need to be talking to our local representatives, is that the local sales tax, they are trying to take it as well. And so if that happens, that will affect our roads, that will affect our bond payments for the jail. It could be very serious for our county. So you need to be voicing your opinions to our local officials, to the representatives at the state level, so that they understand just how devastating that could be to us.
Okay.
So the first year, they said that they would cover it with funds from the state. The second year, you would have to raise taxes if you want to continue your programs. And we have about $900,000 every year that pays paved roads.
That comes from what?
Sales tax,
County sales tax?
yes.
I would absolutely, as a county commissioner, sue the state.
Yeah, that's what I was
I'll just
gonna
put that on notice.
Well,
I will.
that's being discussed
I will
too.
absolutely sue.
Right.
I would make a motion to sue the state. They can't take our money. I'm sick and tired of that.
Well, I just wanna-
Them thinking they can do whatever they
Yeah,
want.
I
No.
want to reiterate what Commissioner Beth just said. I think that they're, based off the way the ballot question was presented to the general populace in Bourbon County, you have the road tax that was basically voted on, and the jail tax. There would be potential litigation for both of those taxes that were passed. That would be pretty interesting litigation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and we'd probably want to bright line that through litigation if need be.
Yeah, yeah. But I wouldn't have a problem. I mean, you absolutely have my vote for next year to add to Eagle and Yale Road, for sure.
And it is listed in the extras there, so.
It's in the extras though.
I understand, I understand, but
You can bright line it more than that. I mean, you could say that the first thing that you do next year is that mile of Yale.
I'm committed to a 1 mile Yale next year, and possibly more if the sales tax or the money is there, because I think it's a luxury we're going back that quick, but I like that idea. I'm sorry it took us so many years to Eagle Road.
right,
But it is what it is.
right.
But I like the idea of committing today to the first mile of Yale Road, and with the funds there, possibly doing more next year.
Right.
But I don't want to commit any more than 1 mile today.
Right, and our plan, in the plan here on the extras was next year to finish the last 2 miles of Eagle and then go to Yale and see, for sure get a mile and see what else we
Yeah,
can do
'cause
fun-wise.
It would appear after you get some things done this year and a little bit next year, you're really gonna be able to go to chip seal mode,
Absolutely,
80% of the county.
yep.
So that's a big savings to us, and we'll give you more money for Yale Road.
So
because-
I mean, yeah, I would think that Eagle Road could possibly be finished next year. Yale Road would possibly be finished within the next 2,
Yeah,
is what I see.
yeah, I agree with that.
But it's not my district, but we are on notice as a county, and I mean, it can't be fixed unless we tear it up. That's just all there's to it.
Yeah.
So, and it's, I mean, we've talked about this since I've been a commissioner for 2.5 years.
It's been a long time.
And I know before that, it's been in the paper before that, but, I mean, I don't know.
And procedurally, you need to finish your first motion, just
Yeah.
FYI, before
I
you
did
start.
make a
second.
motion to accept his plan. Did I have a second?
Yeah.
You have a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, so now we're gonna go to,
You have to abstain or no or yes.
I'll abstain.
Okay.
I'm-
Okay, that's fair. That's
Just, but now we can commit to paving a mile of Yale next year.
If the funding is there. We gotta add that.
Well, okay, if the funding is there, does that, I mean,
So make the motion.
if the funding's there after we do several other roads, or are we committed to try and do Yale Road first?
I'm okay with
My
first.
understanding, you do it first.
Do you want to, okay, are you gonna try and finish Eagle, or what?
Yes.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
see,
After Eagle Road.
we need to get, I
Yeah.
mean, this is where,
Yeah, well, I believe after 5 years, Eagle should be completed, then go up and give all your attention to Yale.
So
But-
I'm not putting words in Eric's mouth, but what I would do is say that the 2 miles of Eagle and the 1 mile of Yale will be the
First thing's done.
first 3 projects done, and you should have the budget authority
Yeah.
based
Yes.
off prior years for those 3 projects
Yep.
easily.
and we have called that out here in
Sure.
the extras at the
Yeah.
bottom.
I
That's
mean-
exactly what you're talking about.
And really, we've learned this lesson over the last 5 years. Oil prices go up, they go down. I mean, but if you designate those 3 projects, you're gonna have authority to do, I mean, unless, oil goes up to $500 a barrel, or legislators take all your money away, but outside of that, I can't.
I do want to feed off of that. We did find out yesterday that the oil prices are dropping a little bit. So we want to
great.
get started as soon as possible that we
Right.
can get started while the oil price is down.
So I
Well,
would-
personally, I would like to see both of those projects done next year. That would be how I will vote.
I agree to that.
Alrighty,
We good with that?
yep,
Yes
let's
and
make it
no.
a priority, yes.
I understand.
So we had a motion.
I second.
motion's been made yet.
Okay, let's hear a
Okay.
motion then. I'll make the motion.
Okay,
That we commit to the first mile on Yale Road next year and finish the 2 miles on Eagle Road next year if we have the funding available.
second,
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
aye. All right,
We good?
Yep, thank you, Eric.
Okay. Oil prices come in low this year, fuel prices stay low, we may be able to get some of these extras, so we'll just
Good.
play it by ear and see what we can do.
I got your paper done.
The paver, the motor is in, there was a timing issue on, anyhow, we gotta go pick the paper up, take it to Foley so they can work on a timing issue, and then
So
We'll
I'm
have it back.
gonna talk about the extras. I would think, since we just voted on what we did vote on, that I would prefer that you do a little more of Eagle as an extra this
That's-
year.
yeah.
Instead of the mile, you do a little more extra. Okay.
The only thing that I have here on
So
the.
we don't have to, then we have more money next year.
Thank you.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
and also, like the Maple Road, in District 1,
yes,
if I had to choose between one of those 2, I'd rather do the Yale Road. Because Maple is not in that bad a condition. I know you have to get it chipped done so you can chip and seal it, but if it comes down to we can't do it because we did Maple, let's get Yale Road done.
okay.
I think what Eric's asking for is some time to let Yale Road do Mother Nature's
True.
compaction and
Right.
prepare the road.
So that way we have a good solid base underneath.
like Eagle Road's, and it's got a base. It's got 5
It's-
years of base,
yes.
and it's good, it's ready, so.
And Eric, I would just describe what you did with Eagle. Didn't you put a ton of gravel on it? I mean, wasn't there massive amounts of,
That was before my time on Eagle, so I'm not sure how.
On Eagle or Yale?
on Eagle, didn't you put a whole bunch of
We,
gravel?
yeah,
down
we,
too?
of course, we reclaimed it and we put tons and tons of gravel.
Yeah.
Compacted it, added water, compacted again. Then we turned it over to Mother Nature, and it's been 5 years, and it's really got a compaction. It's got a base out of this world.
It is
Yeah.
solid.
So,
Yeah, it's a solid roof.
yeah, it's
So the
all,
same, I'm assuming the same thing would happen to Yale.
yes, that would be the proper. I'm sure Eric would do it the same way. And he'll have to watch it because a year is not always too quick, but you'll watch, you'll be able to tell whether irregulars.
Right.
The base is not liking it.
Absolutely.
But,
Yep.
good plan.
Okay.
Anything else?
I got a couple other here I want to go down through. Rock Crusher, we have it back. We made some adjustments while it was in the shop, changed a screen or two. With 4 hammers instead of 2, but anyhow, we are producing chips way faster than we were before, so
Wow.
we've had a major increase in chip production. So, did want to let you know that. Culvert crews installing culverts. We are running a little bit behind. We were off on leave for a couple, 2 or 3 weeks in that department, so we are running a little bit behind, but we're getting caught back up now, so. Everyone's been very patient with us and worked very well with us, but I did want to give an update on that. Dustin and I will be going to Wichita tomorrow to look at a compost turner that we have found, that's for sale on an auction site. I know that we're looking at about 100,000 if we had to buy one brand new, and we are way under on this compost turner that we have located, which would be a major savings to us if we can get it pulled off, so.
And that would come out of landfill funds.
Not for sure yet exactly which fund I would bring that,
Possible, yeah.
possible come out of landfill funds. But we will have to have some sort of compost turner to be able to turn our beans and sawdust and what have you out at the landfill, so.
While you're talking about that, Eric and I
Yes.
did have a conversation about possibly experimenting with that soil. Does he have authority to maybe lay some of that or give some of that away to people to kind of figure out if it grows stuff and what it, if that's all right?
I mean, you can send it off to K-State and they can test it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But are you all right if residents want some of it to get rid of it, or?
I mean, they're not responsible for them burning up their tomatoes because
That's why I'm saying
If it blows up, we're not responsible. That garden will
I would know, I would not be until you send it off and have it tested
Okay.
by K-State.
Sure. Right.
Or a lab.
Right.
Okay.
To see what's in it.
Okay.
A room full of tomato people up there.
Yeah, and if it comes
we may
back
have
good
some
with
big
K-State,
tomatoes.
could he go ahead
Yeah,
and
as long
just?
as it comes back good.
Okay.
I mean, I think they should be able to test it, tell you how much nitrogen's in it and different
Right.
things.
But once it comes back and it's good, he can go ahead and give some away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't cause any problems.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious. Exploding tomatoes.
Yeah. I've seen it all, Justin.
Okay, I told you on that, and then Laura, we want to visit with you on a road
Okay, good.
situation.
This one I asked about yesterday?
Yes.
Good. Mr., your area?
This is the one that, yep, thank you, that Jim had called about. This is one that our road committee had looked at and we had discussed it. This is one of the roads that we had closed 75th, did a road closure, and we had looked at Victory Road. It is not on the road records, but it's on our 87 appraisal, and it's on the Bourbon County map, but we don't have how long it's supposed to be, the length of it, on any of our maps. And Matt and Eric went out and they both drove it to see what, how far it goes and what the condition is. Because you had called about a landowner needing access and how far the road, where it stops on gravel.
Yes, and I believe this gentleman owns on west of that.
Yes.
So he was hoping that would be an open road past his property.
To his property, yes. And we measured it via the map and everything, and we just needed it on record. We don't need a motion, Clifton. We just need it, I'd like to have it in the minutes so I can put it on the road records, that we really need this road to be about 2,000 feet. Now, Eric and them would have to go in and do a little bit of work to get it to that 2,000 feet, but we think that it needs to be at least that.
Is there still a cow path continuing back up to Genie? All the way?
I only went to where you see the big loop on the north, what I call the north, the big white,
Yeah.
looks like a balloon or what
Which
have
Okay.
you. I went to that drive yesterday. There's trees down and what have you across going on further to the west. So I don't know how far that goes to the
We
west.
closed this road down.
Yeah, we stopped it at 75th here,
Okay, so Highway 65's up here somewhere?
up here.
Highway 65's right there,
Yeah,
yes.
Highway 65 is north where it says Bourbon County at the
Yeah.
top of that map, this map.
And this road's closed.
And this
It's
road is,
open down
it's
to
open to where
Victory.
that red mark
Okay,
is.
so it's open from Victory to the highway?
Yes,
Where the wide red
We
line
closed
is,
it down
is,
here?
yeah.
yes.
Alright, and then he's wanting to
Yeah.
go,
Our mapper for Sam does not have this as a road, which it should be.
and does it dead end over here, or does it go to 65th Street or something?
It,
Basically stops right there at
it
that.
basically stops right there.
Okay.
Years ago, it was a cow path that started running northwest. It was a challenge, but it turned out right there in Zini.
Oh, okay.
Years ago.
And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah,
he's
years
just
ago-
wanting it open, passable from here to here?
Yeah, to here to here,
Okay.
So
which
this,
is about 2,000 feet to right there.
Is that north,
And it's not much passable, I mean,
is
it's,
that Dutton's
I don't
property there?
it
understand.
is,
okay, right now it's open, this is an open road
right
to here,
here,
to
it's
Victory.
kinda, it's
This
not,
is closed going down here. We're wanting
it's
to
not very
go to
passable.
here, so this individual here
Just a
can
question,
have
why-
access to his property.
Okay, access to which property?
This property.
here?
Yes.
Who owns this?
So this is Dutton's property here?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
Who owns the,
Dutton's on the
She
south
had it
side.
on her paper.
I have it on, I should have put it on yours, sorry.
So what's, he want to put a gate here or something?
Well, this gentleman
He
lives in
just
Arkansas,
needs-
but he wants to develop it into some kind of hunting, whatever, maybe a hunting lodge
He
someday
just
for
is
him,
going
nothing
to
else
put,
for himself.
I
Right,
mean, what is here
Piece
now?
of property, or,
a goat path.
I mean, that it's,
a home or a
There's a home that goes
lodge or
over here.
whatever.
home here?
You know,
Yeah, it looks like this
hunting.
individual
These
here
people
has
own
turned all this into
here,
hunting or what have you, or blinds
here.
and food plot
And then
stuff
this is
here.
an individual, and this is an individual.
This is just,
And this individual.
this
has
individual here is my
access to
understanding
here.
is wanting.
Yeah,
And
Jim
it pretty
Dutton, I
much
think.
is just a,
John Dutton.
Sutton.
Sutton,
John
yeah.
Sutton.
So this is his property.
Not Yellowstone here.
yeah, I know.
just,
I've-
it's
He
just
wishes
a-
he was John Dutton.
He does. Yellowstone, of course.
So they're,
If he don't do it, I don't want him in there.
I guess I would ask, how long has it been like this? And we're gonna do this, and it's gonna, I mean, I don't know.
Here's my
I'm not
devil's
voting on
advocate. This is a road that, this is basically a private driveway. It lets access to two people's property, and then this guy wants a third, and it's 2,000 feet. Why don't we vacate the road and let them have if they wanna clear it out themselves, let them do it, just vacate the whole road.
But it's never been a road to vacate, right?
it's a partial, somebody has put some 2-inch
Something.
rock in there at some time.
Yeah.
I don't know
No, we
when.
didn't.
I didn't, I don't know, and I don't know if
It
you
was a
remember anything on
road
it.
in
don't remember.
'87.
In 1987?
In 1987, and on that map there, it became a road. When it became a road, I do not know.
Cause this is a small, tiny little
It's an
stretch.
1,800-foot road.
Yes,
Now.
to answer yours, it's
Well,
small from there to that.
I mean, I'm not gonna vote on this until I would hear from both these people.
Yeah, cause if I heard from both these people and they said, we don't care, we just soon vacate it, then I'd say, we can vacate it and he can hire a bulldozer.
That's how we've done it in the past.
I mean, this guy,
So-
he's from Arkansas, or?
Yes, I will forward you his number. You can
Okay.
visit with him. So,
Alright,
Mr. Sutton?
yes, I'm not sure why he called me.
Is there an actual form for somebody to fill out, so then that way we can have all property owners being agreement
I think there
The
is.
vacating the
To
road,
vacate there is.
to vacate there is? What
If
about?
you're wanting to add,
and they
We
don't
do
have to all
not
be in
have-
agreement either. From what I
Right.
understand,
Yeah.
yeah, it's up to us.
Yeah,
We
To
can, we
vacate.
can arbitrarily do it.
right. To extend the road, we don't have anything.
Well, it's just,
Does
you know,
not
it
mean
is
that we
using a
don't-
lot of county resources for a tiny little stretch.
You're adding about
And does he live in Arkansas?
Yes.
196
Well,
feet.
part-time. He also lives at Fort Leonard Wood. He's got something to do with the military base over there.
Okay.
But I will say they've put some nice, I don't know what you want to say, homes, barn dominiums, whatever. There's some nice structures.
But it ain't the same person.
No, well, I haven't seen anything on this one. I'm just saying what I was able to see on
Oswald.
On the Cobb
Or
and
whoever it
Os-
is.
Yeah.
Oswald's,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, I suggest we turn over to Commissioner Bly, which is his district, and he
Sure.
can visit with that gentleman, as long as it's not Dutton. Don't call it if it is. And,
I think he can afford to
yeah, he can buy
take
all
care of
that.
the
Extend the road
I
itself.
mean,
Poor John Dutton.
Yeah,
In my opinion, it needs, all three of these people have to be in agreement.
I agree.
They can extend the road themselves.
Yeah.
He can extend
And,
the road
the other,
himself.
I mean, the other side of the coin is, it's using county resources for a tiny little stretch of road that's only gonna benefit one person. When the road is,
1,800
for all
feet.
intents and purposes, probably should have been vacated. It's a private driveway, pretty much. But we will discuss it, but we won't approve that right now.
I'm good with that.
I am too. I'll forward you his number later today.
You want? Yep.
And this is the information that I just sent you yesterday.
Yes.
What else, Eric?
That
That's
is
it?
all I have, unless you have
These are
something
copies of the
for me. I did visit with you on the
Very simple.
situation. You called me yesterday. We'll either get that taken care of today or tomorrow or first part of next week.
Good, good.
Definitely an issue that needs to be taken care of.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Nelson,
We want a
anything
short
for
break,
me?
or
or
we
good?
I think we're good,
Take
thank
that.
you.
Good?
10-minute break?
Yeah.
John Dutton.
Say
John
what?
Dutton, take that uniform off you.
Man, I probably would.
Yeah.
Whip him and shave
And
him.
then if the rip was, I know that. That'd be a bad deal. Get a rip involved. Thank you, Laura. Back in session. Susan Bancroft.
Yes, I need an executive session for 10 minutes, please.
With,
Justin and the commission and me.
I make a motion to go into executive, sorry.
Oh, there's 2 executive sessions next up. Do we want to, oh, never mind. I was gonna say public comments.
They're different people.
Yeah.
Is that what you're, yeah?
Yeah.
Make a motion to go into executive session, KSA 75-4319B1. Be 3 commissioners, Susan Bancroft, Justin Meigs for 10 minutes. To discuss personal matters of individual non-elected personnel to protect their privacy. For that reason, we'll return here at 10:09.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion to resume normal session, no action.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Shane Walker.
Yep. I need an executive session to speak to you guys about acquisition of real estate.
Who in it?
You three.
And you? You and Meeks, okay.
Okay.
Make a how long?
3 minutes.
3 minutes? To take us that long to walk, so do 5.
Can't walk it fast, Shane.
Make a motion to go into executive session, KSA 75-4319B6. For the preliminary discussion of the acquisition of real property, be 3 commissioners, Justin Meeks and Shane Walker. Be for 5 minutes. We return here at 10:15.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Make a motion to resume normal session, no action.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye. Make a motion to amend the agenda. Justin, you're not even on here.
I'm not. I'm sorry. This morning I got a call from a law firm and I need to go in for an executive session for 5 minutes to discuss contracts.
So I make a motion to amend the agenda to add Justin, executive session for Justin.
3 commissioners and myself.
I'm not there yet.
I'll second it. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye. Make a motion to go in executive session under KSA 75-4319B2 for consultation with an attorney for the public body or agency which would be deemed privileged in the attorney-client relationship for contracts, be 3 commissioners. Justin Meeks be for, he said 5 minutes, I
Yeah,
think.
so
So
22.
10:21,
It's basically 17 now.
10:22. Turn here.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Make a motion to resume normal session, no action.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
I'd make a motion to allow public comment. It's
Good.
not on our agenda.
I second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Does anybody have any public comment?
Ann?
That said, most of the public left.
Okay.
I guess.
All right. Commission comments? I make a motion to put public comments back on the agenda on a regular
Yeah, I
basis.
don't know why. Well, I mean, I know they came off one time, but they don't know. We don't need to make up. I mean,
Well,
it should have been put back on there.
yeah.
Anyway.
No, I won't, forgot to tell them. I did, I forgot to
that's
tell them.
okay.
so.
That's okay. I
Yeah.
mean, none of us told them. That's not their fault.
Okay.
That's our fault.
Mr. County Clerk, let's please put the public comments back on the agenda. Thank you. That's all I have.
No, I just want to thank Legacy and Bourbon County Ready for contributing to the health of Bourbon County, or the lives. I mean, those items will save lives. So, and I wish, I hope some of the other entities and charitable foundations or whatever they are step up.
And I have no comment.
Clifton, I hope you'll keep us advised if the funding's not coming forward, that the commission can maybe look at some kind of action to help.
Yep, yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
That was quick.
You got 2 quick seconds
Boy,
on that
he
one.
got a quick second, didn't he?